How imperialism impacted Mozambique. Mozambique is an African country which was colonized by Portugal and made a member state of Portugal. It gained independence in 1975. The Portuguese first controlled the island of Mozambique. The island was made the capital of the colony. The country is also named after this island. In the early 16th century, Portugal started its imperialism in Africa. The main purposes were to gain benefit from the Indian Ocean trade, as well as the plentiful mine resource and cheap laborers. They first gained control of the island of Mozambique and some port cities along the coast. During 1500 to 1700, Portuguese immigrants to Mozambique were given autonomy on their land. Portuguese traders penetrated into inland land for mining. By the end of the 19th century, Portugal shifted its focus on Africa since it lost its control over colonies in America. In the 1890s, Portugal defeated the Gala state and gained control over southern Mozambique. In 1891, Portugal was forced to accept Britain's definition of Mozambique's western and southern boundaries. In 1951, Mozambique was made into a member state of Portugal called Overseas Provinces of Portugal. In 1933, Salazar created a new government of Portugal called the New State. He tried to strengthen the control over Mozambique and gain more benefits from colonization. More than 10,000 Portuguese people immigrated to Mozambique after World War II. Portugal had no strength to develop its colony, so it contracted with bigger private companies, allowing them to mine and open plantations. As exchange, they built infrastructures like railway and schools. However, those investments were for the benefit of the Portuguese. The production was to meet the needs of European markets like salt, sugar, and cotton. The native people were under more oppression. They received lower payments, and good jobs were only for the white settlers. Resistance would be suppressed, and people were expelled or even executed. After World War II, more African colonies gained independence, which encouraged the nationalists in Mozambique. In 1962, socialist leader Eduardo Mondlane formed the Mozambique Liberate Front, Frelimo. On September 25, 1964, Frelimo declared the War of Independence. Mondlane was assassinated in 1969. In 1970, Zamora Macho became the new leader. He took more aggressive guerrilla attacks, which strained the Portuguese budget. The casualties and the cost made the colonial war hated by Portuguese. The military forces overthrew the government in 1974, which is called the Carnation Revolution. Zamora Macho took this chance to negotiate with Portugal and insisted on full independence of Mozambique. They signed the ceasefire treaty on September 7, 1974, and Mozambique declared independence on June 25, 1975. Imperialism has long-term impacts on Mozambique. Portugal built infrastructures and drew investment from foreign companies. That helped Mozambique's economy during the imperialism period. However, the main purpose of the investment and construction were for the benefit of the Portuguese. They exploited natural resources and sold labor to other countries, which delayed Mozambique's own development. Before imperialism, Mozambique's main language was Bantu. After imperialism, Portuguese became the official language of Mozambique. Christianity was brought in by Portuguese. Now about one-third of the Mozambique people are Christian. The imperialists determined what crops to plant and what products to manufacture based on their own interests, but it shaped the agriculture and economy of Mozambique. In the core of Mozambique, cash crops like sugar and cotton are still their major agricultural products. In Africa, many country boundaries were set by imperialist countries without considering the ethnic, cultural, and religious preference of the African people. This resulted in constant wars in Africa. Marley was born in Gaza, a province in Mozambique. He was the son of a tribal chief. He studied in Lisbon and America and majored in anthropology and sociology. He received a PhD degree from Harvard and became a professor at an American university. In 1962, he quit his job and went back to Mozambique to lead the resistance organization Frelimo. He believed in socialism and was devoted to fighting for equality for everyone. This created him opponents in Frelimo who wanted to become elites themselves and overthrow the white elites. In 1969, he was assassinated by a bomb, which was probably plotted by his opponents and Portuguese. He is loved by his people and they renamed the university in his name. He is a hero not only to Mozambique people but also for everyone who fights for equality. Salazar is a controversial hero for Portuguese. He was the finance minister before he became prime minister. During his government, he brought Portugal out of debt and chaos. He focused on the economy, built roads, provided social services, and reduced poverty. Even his opponents addressed him as a remarkable person with good intentions. However, he built an authoritarian government, which not only suppressed his opponents in Portugal, but also tightened the control over African colonies. Being an autocrat, his colonial policies in Mozambique antagonized all the classes in African colonies.